Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Calvinball Crop number 2 for 2025. My name is Alice Bowl, and I run membership group at ScrapHappy.org, along with my super cohort and friend, Allison Day. Hey, and we are so excited to be hosting Calvin Ball again for 2025. It is an it is a crafting and scrapbooking event that is filled with so much fun, chaos, excitement, unpredictability. You just don't know where it's going to take you, and that is all of the fun. So, yay, and thanks for joining us. First off, let's kind of talk about some of the rules that are on the list, how you play, just in case anyone has missed it. Sharon says she loves my hat. So we're doing good. I have my Calvin Ball shirt on, right? We got that shirt on. It's like bad angles on here, but I am decked out and ready for the game. Here, maybe I can put it down just a little bit. Now it'll just be crooked. Okay. Okay, but we're here for Calvin Ball, and it is one of the really fun and creative challenges that we do every year. And Amy says, I have a confession to make. I've never done Calvin Ball before.
Oh,
Perfect.
you're in for some fun.
You're in for some fun. So we did talk a lot about the rules during our Calvin Ball Crop number 1, but we have some new faces in the room today. So we're going to review them again. We'll probably add a few new things to the list because that is part of the fun. And anybody that was feeling a little sad when green disappeared from the list, it's back. You're welcome. It was like I waved a little magic wand and green returned and all was right in the world of Calvin Ball again, right? So let's have a look at the rules and we'll see what it is. So first things first, when you sign up for Calvin Ball, you go to scraphappy.org/Calvinball and you can sign up for free. It's totally free to play and you will get access to our circle community. And our circle community has a lot of places for us to hang out. Um,
Merrick, I think that would be too obvious. I mean, you gotta make you work for things today,
we
right?
are here for a reason. One of the things we get to do while we're here is add those things to the list, right?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so here is the space in our circle community for anybody that is unfamiliar. You can scroll down along the side, depending on how much of Scrap Happy events you play, then you'll have a different amount of stuff down the side here. But you can access two spaces for Calvin Ball. There is a Calvin Ball gallery and there is a Calvin Ball chat space. Now, in the gallery space, this is where you will find the rules. It is the pinned post on here, and then you can see all of the rules. Now we kind of add everything into here. So as this month comes along, you get this post gets a little bigger and a little bigger. You can see the replay from our first Calvin Ball Crop is here, and also a bunch of the standing rules, I guess we can call them. And then information about special days, such as our no double dipping day that we had on the 13th. And then, of course, our permanent bonus points. So these are the rules that we add in order to collect points on the things that we're creating. And we can see here that these ones are, they stay on the list the whole month. So once they're on the permanent list, they're lots of fun. So we've got things like stars and journaling of 100 or more words, typewriter fonts, labels, selfies, date, washi tape, finish an incomplete project from pre-March, ribbon stitching, frame, paperclip, enamel dot, heart, doily, polka dot, use a stencil, camera, handwriting arrow, word strip stickers, film strips, hexagon, plaid, circle, birthday. Okay, there's a lot of things on this list. I'm not going to read them all because y'all can read. Also, in addition to the permanent point list, we have the temporary bonus points list, and things get removed over time. They're always marked so that you can count your points on the day that you create. And of course, things get added again to the list. So that is where you find all of the things that are listed currently. And of course, when you go into the comments here, leave a comment on this post. Just click the little speech bubble, and your comments are where we look first for all of the things to be added to the list. So we can see right here, is there a trick to adding points? Yes, we can talk about that too. Perfect. You have to make sure you're signed in. That's right. So yeah, lots of suggestions. Oh, we've got a page being posted here, and that will be removed because we don't post our stuff here. They have to make a new post. That is listed right here at the beginning. Make a new post. Okay, in addition to the gallery and the chat, we have our leaderboard and points, which you can find in the chat. It's the post, the pinned post, and you can have all of the conversations about everything here. I see there's one about tech issues. Maybe we can look at that too. Okay, so that's where you find all of the stuff. That's where you share in the gallery. If you want to create something, start a new post, make a new one, and it will show up right underneath here, like we see from Samara. And so we're going to see all of the pages shared here in our gallery. Awesome. Okay, let's stop this share and let's hang out. So I'm seeing a lot of suggestions already. I'm seeing a lot of suggestions. Yeah, so the tech question that came up right there, that was about how struggling with adding your points. So with the ScrapHappy membership, there are two kind of pieces. So you're just playing Calvinball, but there's actually you have a login for the scraphappy.org website, and you will have a login for Circle. Preferably, those are the same, like they will take you back and forth between the two, but you must be logged in on the scraphappy.org website, which means that if you're adding your points from your phone in your website browser, you have to be logged into the ScrapHappy to be able to add your points. Once you have that sorted out, then you should be good to go. So it's a double kind of login thing. If we could figure out how to do it easily within Circle alone, trust me, we would do that. But that's special requirements, so we had that specially built for us. Okay, so we have a lot of things being added to the list. One of the things that can happen is that it's hard to keep track of everything that's on the list, but we try. And once in a while, things get added again. So if they get added and you see something on the list twice, it counts twice because, that's just, we just play the best we can play. Okay, Allison. So how has your experience been with Calvinball this year? You've had a little bit of fun with it, and this is kind of your first time really playing, right?
Well, I tried to play a few times. I've dabbled. I've dabbled in Calvin Ball, and I probably am dabbling this year. But I did some layouts and things at the beginning of the month, and then I had to finish a crochet project, which I actually get points for. So I finished a little baby blanket. I haven't added my points for that yet. To add up how many hours it took me to crochet it.
I imagine a couple. They're a
Just
little
one or
bit.
two.
Yes. And that just kind of goes to the part that this challenge incorporates different kinds of crafty projects. So if you're art journaling, art journals definitely count. I saw that mentioned in the chat here today. And crochet projects, quilting projects, lots of junk journals. There's lots of different ways. If you're making cards, we've got specific rules that address cards. So definitely get to take a lot of points for some of this. Cheryl says, I've been doing a lot of paint by number. See?
There you go.
Lots of different ways to kind of play and feel like you're, part of this crafty challenge. So lots of fun. Okay, so one thing I'm seeing in this chat is comments about things that should be on our list.
Mhm.
Things that should be on our list. And let's see, Merrick says right away, she's like, I was surprised to not get a shamrock or clover and rainbow today.
There was
And
green added today, though.
we did have green added back today for sure. And it was added back to our permanent points list, right? Yes. I'm like, okay, let me remember. To our
Yes.
permanent points list, which means you'll have it for the rest of the month. And if we have one of the special days where removed rules come back, then you'll get to count it twice because it'll be on on the list twice.
I feel like Debbie wants some music.
Let's see. She's listed keyboards, drums, chess pieces, banjos, more music, some violins, some is that a trumpet, some maracas. I think she's ready for music. So
I think so.
she's put together a whole band.
Oh, Cheryl's sharing something.
Perfect. Let's have a look. Oh, let me bring it up. Here we go.
Oh, so that's my latest one that I'm working on.
Oh, like these are like real art.
Beautiful.
I think paint by numbers, and I still think stuff that I did as a kid. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've done like I think this is my fifth one, maybe. Um,
Hmm.
I'm trying to start painting again, and I needed to my hand shake. So those
Oh,
are gardenias. I finished this one during Calvin Ball.
oh, cool.
So beautiful.
And then I think my favorite is this one, the hydrangeas.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty. The water looks so good in that bowl.
Yep. So they've already been cleaned, so I don't have to worry about hanging them in my house or feeling guilty that they're not being done anything with.
Well, those
Anyway,
are
thanks for
beautiful.
letting me share.
Yeah, of course. That is part of our fun that we want to have today. We want to have people come up and share their stuff because it allows us to um, get to see what everybody's up to. But also, there are points for sharing during our Calvin Ball crop, right? So make sure you grab those points too. There's lots of sharing points actually available on listed on the points list, and part of that is just to help promote the fun of Calvin Ball with everyone, but also it just lets people see what you're up to. So there's lots of points about sharing that you can see. They're listed at the top of the rules section. Um, and kind of it talks about the publicity points. So that's kind of what you're looking for anybody that wants to consult that list again, like different places that you're posting. There's probably a point for that. So I think we're feeling that need to pull in those first rules. And since the very first thing that was suggested was the shamrocks, clovers, and rainbow. Let's get those added to our list. We're gonna add shamrocks and clovers as a single thing. We're gonna add that to our temp list. And so I'll say shamrock slash clover. And we shall also add a rainbow, but I think we'll put that on the permanent list. Rainbow. So we'll add some more fun things to the list today. Right?
Eric's got some great ideas. Points for multi font titles, points for 3+ pattern papers.
Hmm. And I see like gold, silver, and metallics. How do we not even have that yet? Different months are so different, right? Every time that we do Calvin Ball, it is a different experience. So super fun. Okay, then. I think we gotta like, I don't think we can give you like gold and silver in the same thing. Is that like cheating? That's practically like cheating, right? If we did.
Pretty metallic.
Yeah. Metallic, that seems like almost like cheating if you get them all. And Merrick's like, we want them both, 1 point for each. Not greedy at all. She's like, I'll let you know what we need. Okay, let's let's in honor of this day, leprechauns really like their gold. Let's add some gold to our permanent list. It's not silver, but it is gold. So we'll get that onto our permanent list.
That's appropriate for today.
Right? Right. Bring it all in on our theme. Bring it all in. Lots of fun. Okay. So now I'd love to know, like, what have you been creating this month? Like, we've got to see that Cheryl's been playing along with paint by numbers. Allison's been playing along with some crochet. Do we have anybody that's been making cards, doing scrapbooks, like tearing up the points list with all the fun things? Does anybody else have some shares to do for us today? Uh, some scrapbooks, some cards, some art journals, says Sharon. So how about this? If you would like to come up and share and collect the sharing points, then we'll have you turn on your microphone and then I can see that and we can bring you up on a spotlight. Oh my gosh. Merrick says, I've done 32 pages. I've been doing some illuminated letters, but nothing to share at the moment. 32 pages and nothing to share. We're shocked. We're shocked. Okay, Debbie, it sounds like you look like you're ready to share something.
Sure.
Uh, okay. Let's
Reverse my camera. Sorry, I'm slow. How do I reverse it? Ah, I'm trying to reverse my camera.
why is it that, sometimes when you're trying to press the button on your phone, it bounces off, right? And it just
It does.
doesn't click the little buttons. I have that problem so much lately.
Okay, we're gonna see my mess because I'm gonna turn the phone. I made this yesterday with all these beautiful colors,
So
Oh,
pretty.
wow.
and I did that lots of inking and stamping. And this is the one I'm currently working on.
Nice.
So lots of inking and music notes. See, music notes, music notes. Thank you, Amy.
So somebody was pretty heartbroken when those music notes disappeared, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So we've never done this thing where we've taken something off the list and then put it back. I don't even know if I'll be able to fill that in on the list and make that seeable, but let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's go to our music notes, which is number 3 on the temporary list for anybody. We're gonna like add them back today. Music notes, they're returning to the list. Now you don't get to count a double because that's that would be different. It's just return to the list. And that's a brand new thing. Look at us trying new stuff. Trying new stuff for Calvinball. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. The background on that first one that you showed us with like the kind of like rainbowy, almost watercolor background. Yeah, that one. Um, did you paint that or was that like a paper?
It's inks and
Oh,
I matched as close as I could
yeah.
and stamped the same. Well, where am I? The same color.
Cool.
It's hard to see. I don't know where to go. So you
Yeah.
can see the same color I tried to stamp under each one.
Yeah. Yeah, super pretty.
Thank you.
I thought it looked like something that you did, so then I like to see it. And Deborah says she's here. She says she's done over 35 layouts. And she says, but I don't have anything to share because she's at work. But she is fussy cutting, so love it. Okay, Nadine has her hand up. Let's bring Nadine up and get her onto Spotlight.
We go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did this layout this morning because I won't be able to film it tomorrow, but it's for tomorrow's 30 days of sketches. And I added all the Calvinball things. I even got an avocado on a Buzz Lightyear layout.
That's pretty good. That's dedication.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. That's super fun. Oh, Buzz Lightyear. So thank you so much for sharing this super cute page.
Yeah, thanks.
Looks like you got some stenciling and stuff. I see film strips.
I
see
did.
all kinds of
Stenciling. This is a rub-on. I got a tag back there and a flare and a paper clip, some gears, a camera. Got all kinds
So
of. This is a
offhand, do you know
brad.
how many points it was?
I think it was like before, like not counting like sharing or anything, because I probably won't post it till tomorrow. It was 51.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see thumbs ups from Merrick. Amy's jaw hit the floor. You know, people are impressed. They're like, woo, bow down.
Yeah. Lots of things on that one. So,
Love it. So
but I'll
good.
post a video for it tomorrow if you want to watch.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think in honor of Amy being here, we need to put torn edges on the list.
Oh, I think I already did.
Did you?
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah, it's on there. There you go. See, I don't even have to know now. I've got the experts in the room, so we're good. Thank you, Nadine.
Thanks.
So Sharon is saying, Alice, put finish a product like tape onto the list. We often do have something where we finish up something and it's like, yes. You know, you use all the stickers off a sticker sheet, you finish up a roll of washi tape, you finish up another roll of adhesive. If you're making 35 pages in a Calvin ball, you're going to finish up all of that roll of adhesive. So let's do it. Let's get that onto our permanent list. Finish a product. Maybe you're doing a bunch of stuff with like glitter paste or glitter glue or texture paste and you've used it all. There you go. Merrick says, I killed several adhesives and rolls of washi. So we'll get finish a product onto our permanent list. You guys can keep that all month. Finish up all the good things. Use them all up. It's so fun. Really good. Okay. Not seeing anybody else like saying, oh my gosh, I need to share, I need to show you. Hopefully you will. But I know no points for the ones you did before, but at least going forward, you can get it for the rest, right? So I saw a fun comment that said that Mickey and Merrick were comparing lists from previous years because they do change a lot. It's based on what people are scrapbooking and what you're requesting. So, as to what makes the list and what isn't on the list this year. And so I find it's very interesting that when you look back at the other lists, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we don't have this yet. And I can't believe we don't have those things. Yeah, Cheryl's like asking for the list again. So we have added to the permanent list so far, rainbow, gold, and finish a product. And then to the temporary list, we added shamrock and clovers into the one line. That's a one line item. You don't get points for shamrocks and for clovers. Like I guess we could, but we didn't. So, and also music notes is returning. It's not a new item. It's going to be returned. So that should be fun to figure out how to do that on my list. But yes, we'll have the return of music notes. And then, yes, rainbow gold finisher product on the permanent list. Yeah, so I think that when it comes to this challenge, like seeing the kinds of pages that people create and still like rack up a lot of points. Like when I looked at Nadine's page, my first thought was not that that was going to be 51 points, right? Like it just looked like a normal fun scrapbook page and then it was like 51 points. And it just I think it's just like that dedication to say I'm going to add just a little bit of all these different pieces, which make for really fun kinds of pages too. So I really like that part about it. And Merrick says she's doing a Chamel class alongside with Calvinball right now, which is fun. Oh, is anybody else doing this Chamel
No.
class?
I like to listen to Shmel's classes and watch the videos, but I don't actually do the stuff.
There you go. That's one way of doing it your own way. Yep. So, yeah, really good. Mm, do- see, we got lots of people working on stuff, so that's a good sign. And Deborah's at work there, fussy cutting, getting her work done, getting all the prep done. Merrick says, I basically don't watch any scrapbook videos, but the occasional Chamel class video. And Cheryl says she's taking an Allison Davis class. Ooh, that sounds good too. Lots of good classes out there to take. Like, is looking at like, how many changes there's been in our industry recently, but then you see things like this, like Chamel doing classes, someone like Allison Davis doing classes, and it's like there's still always going to be lots of great opportunities for us to find good things around the world of scrapbooking, right?
Yeah.
And Deborah says she's doing an Allison Davis class and the Scrap Squad weekly challenge. This is that for the Scrap Girls? Scrap Squad weekly challenge. Fun. Lots. And Dina Wakely is now producing product with Spellbinders, says Misty. See, I hadn't even seen that yet. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. One thing out for Scrapbook Generation. Oh, okay. Scrapbook Generation. Let's see here. So one spot, if you're like looking for extra inspiration right now, let me just bring this up so I can show you something that we've got going on. Let's do share. Okay, so here, this is the scraphappy.org blog. So if you just click blog and then you go into here, you can have a look. And there is a post right here from Lindsay, and it's called It's Not Easy Being Green. But then she goes and shows us 5 different tips for making green or bringing green into your scrapbooks. And some of them are St. Patrick's Day related, and a lot of them are not. So she's got some really great advice on here. I shared a little quick recap over on our ScrapHappy.org Instagram page earlier today. But she goes through quick and easy ways to bring green to your stuff. So using papers and backgrounds, she's got some really fun examples for you there. And definitely got some St. Patrick's Day stuff, but then she's also showing different examples that don't. Using your green embellishments and accents, like adding some foliage, a great way to add green to your projects. So if you're looking at your scrapbook pages and cards that you're making right now, and you just want to get a little green snuck onto them, a little bit of foliage might be all you're looking for. trying fun color combinations with green. So depending on what colors we have on our list, that might inspire you to put different color combinations onto your project or card or layout that you're making right now. So she shared some fun color combinations, like using green and gold, using green and pink, green and navy for a more sophisticated, deep contrast, great for masculine or travel pages, using some green and orange for a very lively kind of feel to it, using green with naturals or neutrals, I mean, for a classic combo. And she's got some nice examples for that. She's talking about using green in your photos and your titles. And I think that it's easy for us to overlook that impact that sometimes our photos have. Like you look at this page here and the green in those photos is just popping right off the page. And we forget that when we're designing our page, that color that's so predominant can really be part of our design. And then we've got using themed embellishments. So florals and nature or seasonal things like St. Patrick's Day or Christmas or spring or tropical, food themed. So she's got lots of really fun things. Here's her Toastily Avocabulous page, which I thought that everybody here would appreciate, being that we're a Calvinball and loving our scrapacado. So she's got a Toastily Avocabulous page. So just, she says maybe it actually is easy being green. So just wanted to share that really quick. That was new on our blog right now and up just in time for St. Patrick's Day. So so yeah, 30 days of sketches. Oh, Cheryl says I'm starting a new layout right now. Got my photos on. I'm ready to start adding all the fun stuff, right? Roz is saying we need photo corners. Yeah, we don't have photo corners on the list. Okay, Roz, let's do it. Photo corners. Let's add it to our temp list. Photo corners.
I'm adding them to my layout right now.
Perfect.
Yay.
Right? That's, it's just like you just set it at the right time. It showed up right there in the prompt. And Merrick says she's found the stupid stamps. Are you not a stamper, Merrick? Or they were hiding. They were being elusive. They were just elusive. Um, yes, and she says I'm doing a food page, but no avocados. And Sharon says that's what she's doing. She's putting all the stuff on. And I think anybody that struggles ever with the finishing touches of the layouts, I'll put my hand up. That is definitely something that I can struggle with from time to time. I see Roz's hand go up. I see a couple little nodding heads. We got a couple little bobbleheads in the room saying, yes, finishing touches on pages can be a problem. Well, with having this list of rules from Calvinball, it just stretches you to try. Like those embellishment clusters get a little more creative, a little bit more fun. The layers get a little more layery when I'm doing Calvinball, right? Because you look at the list, it's like, oh, there's doilies. There's lots of fun things on this list. Did we get a Viewmaster on the list? I think I've seen it requested. Yes, Viewmaster added last night. If you're not into doilies, a Viewmaster can make a really nice like base to an embellishment cluster if doilies aren't your thing. You can feel free to use both, right? But sometimes a doily can be too frilly, so that can be a nice alternate option. Marianne. Unfortunately, I'm watching this while I stay on my kids about cleaning their rooms. Best of luck to you, my dear. Best of luck. We all know that sounds like a struggle. Oh. Mary says, I swear I already went through that bin of stamps before I found them. they're always in the last place, Merrick. If we all just started with the last place first, we'd find stuff so much faster. Deborah says that film strip
Alice,
windows are perfect to add little things to layout. Yeah.
you know why it's always in the last place you look?
Why?
Because after that, you stop looking.
Well, that kind of is the whole point of it, right? Okay, Amy, since you're up, I brought you up. What are you working on? Give us a rundown.
I am working on an art journal page since I found out that those count. I'll show you. Hold on one second. There we go. I just did this background.
Fun.
Lovely.
And I'm going to put the quote on it. Colors are the smiles of nature. I use
Cool.
this for my color inspiration.
Cool.
So, but yeah, but I have been doing like art journal pages all month
Oh, they totally count.
for one little word. And I was like, they count for this? Oh my gosh. I've got
Of
a whole book
course.
full of them.
Yes, it is a scrapbooking and crafting challenge, and there are special ways of counting up a bunch of the points for it, and they're easy because like they're kind of like related almost to cards and little art journals. They have special rules in there, so yeah.
I'm just excited that they count because I've found more inspiration lately doing art journal pages than I have with scrapbooking. My daughter, I don't have very many pictures of my daughter recently since she's 16 and apparently doesn't know how the camera on her phone works.
Yeah, it's funny that they turn 16 and that disappears. I'm like, you're supposed to be the selfie generation. What the heck?
Exactly. But I do have some great photos of her because she is in her school's musical, The Music Man, right now. So I happen to have some photos from this weekend. I do get to scrapbook of her.
Fun.
I have a question. Oh, let me switch back to the other camera. I have a question if there are any Basic Gray fans out there. There was a collection. Okay, there was a collection that was red and black. And the pictures I have of Elizabeth from the end, she's wearing a red dress. Does anybody remember the name of that collection? Because all of my collections are alphabetical and I can find it, but I've got like 12 paper holders to look through of Basic Gray alone.
I'll go look.
Okay.
I remember one that was kind of like orangey and black.
I know that one. But there was one, and I don't know, I don't think it was Little Black Dress, although that's the collection I'm gonna go look at first. But she's in like, it's almost like a red evening gown almost looking thing for the very last scene of the musical. So I was like, it'd be perfect. And her friends are all in red too. I'm like, they all look so coordinated. I couldn't ask for better pictures, and now I don't know what paper to use.
I'm gonna go get my stash.
Yes.
I love it. This is scrapbookers helping each other out. Roz
That's
is like,
right.
I'm on it. She'll be our detective of the day. I love it. No, I was thinking more of a pink collection when you said that. I just like I went through just a few things the other day and I don't remember seeing a red and black one.
Well, I have to show off. This is my daughter right here, and she's the one in the center.
Oh, wow.
So, and those are two of her besties. And I'm like, they're all so coordinated. And I can use music notes on it.
And they're back. Mary says that my granddaughter is in Music Man next week.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, she's just an ensemble, so she plays a couple different small roles, but she's having fun with it. She's just exhausted because we've been getting home at like 11 at night, and opening night was last Thursday, and she had a math test first period Friday. She was like, I'm still asleep, Mom. I'm like, well, you gotta do the best you can, babe.
Yep. It's sacrifices, right? For the
Yes.
fun, sometimes we make sacrifices, right? My scrapbook room was at a point where I had to sacrifice creative time for actual cleaning stuff up time. So, do we
Confused by
have
that.
cleaning up your desk on the list? 'Cause
We need cleaning up time?
I did that too.
You're supposed to clean up? Sacrilege, yes.
We need cleaning up the floor.
It was floor, counters, countertops, like just like boxes full of memorabilia. And I found amazing things, you guys, like amazing. So I did see Basic Gray, but I nothing that was like, oh my gosh, that was the best one ever. But look at this Cosmo Cricket stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
that is so
wow.
pretty.
It is so cute. It has like
Oh, those look like
little
gears. Didn't I see that on the list?
gears and circuits. Gears are on the list. And I didn't, that wasn't even me. That was another person's suggestion. Look at these little robots. Like that. I'm like, how long have I had this in my stash? Probably a long time.
They don't make stuff like that anymore.
Denise says, I love that collection. I think I still have some.
See, you need
Yep.
to add use discontinued companies products.
Oh,
That's a good one.
okay. Use discontinued products. Continued companies products. Okay. Do we need to do it like that, or do we say like super old stash? Let people
Super old stash.
Okay, we'll call it that. We'll call it that. We'll call it use super old stash.
Super old means 10 plus years.
Does it? I'll let people interpret. If they only started like 3 years ago, then there might be 3 years old, but you know.
Oh, look
We'll
at some
put
of my
it-
papers. I got stuff from before Elizabeth was born.
Right. Like I can guarantee I can probably find some stuff that's 20 years old in here now. Oh, definitely I can. Actually, I know I can. That's actually not even hard.
Bring out the Cosmo Cricket, the Basic Gray, the Sassafras Lass, October Afternoon.
We'll put it on the temporary list. And I'll also, yeah, so use some super old stash. That'll be fun. But yeah, my son Joe was very into robots and stuff like this. Oh my gosh. Erica says, I definitely have things that are 20 plus years old. I just came across those old papers. What were they? Paper pizzazz or something like that, where it's like pictures of food.
Oh,
And like you
yeah.
make a picture of your kid eating macaroni with a background of macaroni. That
That was the thing to do back in the day.
was. And you know, I look back, those pages are still pretty darn cute. They're still pretty adorable. Like,
Mhm.
yes, times have changed, styles have changed, you know, scrapbook fashion has changed, but I think that it's really good. And the title was helpfully Macaroni. If you know. Around here it'd be like KD, because in Canada we call it craft dinner. Like, be like, it's a KD night. I was never so offended. I will tell you guys this story. It is totally un-Calvinball related, but when my son was in his kindergarten or play school, it was his 4-year play school, they would make a cookbook where the kids would tell the teacher their recipe for their food. And you know, kids have different versions of recipes, right? So yeah, they would ask the kid and the kid would tell them the recipe. And you know, it's like this lovely little cookbook from the play school that they would make every year with all of the kids' recipes. And my son picked mac and cheese. And I was crushed because like I almost never made mac and cheese. And the only thing when my kids were little, because I was like, oh, that's kind of like cheating. Like, and, you know, once in a while we did. But, you know, I was making a very big effort into feeding them like real foods. But mac and cheese was his menu that he did. That was his recipe he chose. And the only slight little bit of justification that I felt was you had to go down into the garage to get the box of macaroni from the garage. That was in the beginning of his directions when he gives the teacher. It was so cute. Oh my goodness. Like reading the
Did you scrapbook that recipe?
I don't know. I know that I have the whole little book. Actually, I think I did because I am pretty sure I have it in his 4-year play school. Like I did a whole book about his 4-year play school. They were so cute with the kids, I tell you. It was adorable. Yeah. Eric says, my grandson eats beautiful, healthy foods, same ones every day, and that's all. Yeah. My kids used to love stealing spinach out of the fridge and like just raw spinach. They just loved it. So it would be in the fridge and I'd be like, who's been stealing the spinach out of the fridge?
Fee-fi-fo-fum. Who has the green thumb?
It was very obvious they were doing it because there was always like a little trail of spinach on the floor or like it'd be spilled out of the fridge and like laying on the floor in front of there. And I'm like, who's been stealing the spinach? And I thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, my kids are eating spinach. Like, who's winning here?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, hilarious. Erica says, my daughter and I were going through her to be scrapped box just last night. And one of her things about mom, she said, was my favorite thing to do. Oh God. Sorry, you have to wait. Too funny. She said, oh, things about mom. She said, my favorite thing to do was to sleep. Just notice is like, it's like, we love you so much, mommy. Here's a knife in your back. Like, yeah. Like, my mom likes to sleep. That's her favorite thing. And like maybe that's true actually, but I want some credit for all those other mom things I do. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, Merrick says, can we have die cuts, not just cut files? I'm not gonna turn on my silhouette. You and me both. Girl, you and me both. Let's put it on the permanent list. I can't believe we don't have it already. Are you sure we don't have it? I feel like we should have had that. I'm sure you probably know better than me. Let's see. It's like, I have a question about what's on the list or how the rules work. It's like, hey, Merrick, how do the rules work? Okay, we're putting it on the permanent list. Die cut. Die cut. There you go. We have cut files, no die cuts. There we go. And it's funny because, oh, wow, my color got blown out. And things that happen when you wear a white shirt.
So did metallics get added in?
We added
Gold.
gold.
Just gold.
We added gold.
Yes.
Got my
That was
gold again.
stingy. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I love the stories like that. That is brilliant. It's doing their parents a dirty. That was the thing. Yep. But no, it's funny. And then thinking about that, it's like, okay, have I scrapbooked that story? I need to look and see and make sure that I scrapbooked my mac and cheese story because that is one of the stories. I like to call them foundational stories. They're the stories that kind of come out again and again and again when we are when we're creating, right? Like, or when you're hanging out with your family, when you're hanging out with your friends, they're the stories that keep coming out. Oh my gosh, this is like blowing me out so bad. The lighting just switched so like, can we correct the white balance? Maybe a little. I look like a Oompa Loompa. But okay, Roz is back. Our we've got our detective back. Roz, you want to report in?
The only thing I could find was a little bit in offbeat that was black with reds and stuff. But I know there was a really pretty collection with swirly black and red, and I think I've used it also because it's not in my collection anymore.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you looking.
Yeah, we all want to just go and like hunt through our
Yeah.
stash now to see how we
I
can.
know, yeah. Sorry I couldn't be of more help.
No, I just appreciate you taking the time to go look because that gives me a little less to look through.
So I have very little basic gray left.
So
Yes. Everything looks so fine when I'm not in the screen. It's very distracting. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so super fun with a Calvinball. So we have our little character. This is our Scrapicado. That's our little mascot that we made. You'll notice it has a ball in the middle for the pit because it's Calvin Ball. And she got named the Scrapicado in our contest a couple years ago, and Sue Carey had come up with the official name. We had a big vote and everything, so that was really fun. We do have some merch things. I don't know if Joe got it fixed. I guess I have to check and see if our merch shop, it was on his list, but there has been a lot on his list here these days. But yeah, super fun. And oh, Amy says she has a Calvin and Hobbes Calvinball shirt. Like, not this kind, I'm guessing. Anybody was unsure about our origin story, it's all related to Calvin and Hobbes and goes back to that. So I have a couple things pegged. So down at the bottom here, you can see the bottom cartoon and it says, "It's Saturday. What do you want to do? Anything but play an organized sport. Want to play Calvin ball? Yeah. No sport is less organized than Calvin ball. New rule, new rule. If you don't touch the 30-yard base wicket with the flag, you have to hop on one foot." And yeah, there's several references throughout the books to Calvin Ball, like, and it gets mentioned in several different places. I may have had like a deep dive looking for for stuff about it, so my books are tagged for it now. And yeah, just lots of stuff where they're changing the rules, where stuff gets adjusted a lot. And um yeah, I don't see the one right here that was like the only rule is that, you know, the rules that you can't play it the same way twice. That is one of the big ones, but I thought I had it tagged in here, but I don't. So yeah, the only rule in Calvin Ball is you can never play the same way twice. That one is great for finding. So yes, if you're not a haven't read the Calvin and Hobbes books, they're super fun collections. Bill Watterson is the name of the comic that does them. If you actually find Calvin and Hobbes like products out in the wild, please know they're probably not authorized by the artist because he has a very strong opinions about that, about licensing and stuff. So anytime you're seeing little Calvin on things, he's probably not an endorsed product. They exist. They definitely exist. But yeah, it's kind of a really interesting little.
Wait, Alice, you mean
Yeah.
all those little decals of Calvin peeing on NASCAR numbers aren't authorized? I
Or
don't
Ford
know what you mean.
symbols or Chevy symbols around here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he apparently has had something to say about that. Also, he's actually really hard to find like info about. When I was doing a lot of the Calvin Ball, just like setting the scene, where does all this kind of come from? How did the inspiration come from this? It was I took a little deep dive. It's something I'm quite fond of doing. Anybody that has played along with our load knows that I love a good deep dive into the research. And yeah, it's very, very interesting. And I grew up thinking that the cartoon, like the comic strips, were very interesting, but it's funny because as an adult, you kind of have a much better appreciation of all the subtleties and the nuances that happen within the strips. And I'm always um, so impressed by like some of the details that he is able to include and kind of really share the parents' perspective and then Calvin's own little interpretation of the world. So I've always loved it. The books, like these are a bunch of these are actually my husband's family's books from when he was a kid. So yeah, it's really fun. Um, yeah. Merrick says the mess is catching up with me. First, I couldn't find the stamps, although those were put away properly, and now I can't find my photo. It is that midpoint of Calvinball month where it's like the teetering piles are going to crater. Yeah, lots of fun. Okay, well, I just wanted to open the floor. If there's anybody that has um anything to share, just in case, you haven't felt like welcomed enough for that, please, you're welcome. Turn on your mic and share. Amy, go ahead. Come on up.
There we go. I actually finished the page, the art journal page.
Cool.
And I added stars just because I saw that was one of the things on the list. There you go.
That does happen.
Switch to this camera. There we go. So I've got little stars right there and down here.
Nice.
And I spelled colors the American way.
And how did you do your title letters?
I stamped them on paper and then cut them out.
Okay.
And then inked them.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's it. So
And then that little book that you're using, like, is it
it's an art journal book.
yeah, no.
So it's got all my little art journal pages in. I've got some bigger ones too, but I've been format.
And so, do you kind of find that you work on this project like in spurts, like you kind of work on it for a while and then it gets set aside, or is this something that you do on a regular basis?
This month I've been doing it on a regular basis because for one little word, my word is progress, and I wanted to make progress on my creativity because I've been feeling very stifled lately. And so I decided art journal pages are one of the best ways. This one's one of my favorite pages, y'all. Can I just say I stamped out risk failure and I ran out of space on the word failure. I had to stick the E. I was like, well, ironic, but it works.
It couldn't have come on the more correct page.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, I risked failure for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Welcome, and look at me, I'm putting stuff away.
Amazing. Okay, Cheryl Martin, you have your hand up. Can we bring you up?
I don't know if you can see that. There we go. This is one I did with Allison Davis's class. There's all little triangles and stuff on it.
Very cool.
So
Cool. Looks like you need chevrons on the list. Right? Doesn't she look like she needs chevrons on the list? I may have seen it like suggested by someone.
Chevrons.
Let's
Put
add
chevrons on the list.
chevron. It's going on the temp list right now. Chevron. Great.
Thank you.
And let's see here. I think I saw that Merrick says she's ready to share something.
Oh, it's not done because I can't find the photo. That were on my desk, I swear. I pulled out the doodle bug with the happy little bacon that I never use.
Oh my God.
I buy all of these things with these cute little faces. And then I go, how the heck am I going to use things with cute little faces? but I'm going to use this one. And I swear this foam alpha was white when I put it on there. I think I got my ink pad on it. I think my not clean ink block did me in.
Yeah, I think so. And Sharon's asking a question. Maybe we'll keep you up for this. She says, is graph like paper grid? I would totally use it. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think grid could be like a grid style layout design. It could also be like graph paper because that's a grid. I think that's open to interpretation. Wouldn't you agree, Merrick?
Yeah, that's definitely a I've used it for that. In fact, I have grid washi sitting here on my desk. It's found its way onto a few different layouts for a point.
Check your stash. Check your stash.
Look for it. It's there. You have it. I promise.
Now,
I have
here's the big
polka
question.
dot washi.
Can you
Good
get
for
it
many
started?
things.
Right? Can you get it started once you find the roll? There's the question of the day.
I use a lot of washi.
Yes, and if you leave it sit like people like me, I've got a great storage container right here full of washi that looks really pretty, that gets used very, very, very little. One thing that I have found that I sometimes end up having to do is take like a craft blade and cut through a couple layers of the tape and peel off like 2 or 3 layers at one time just to get that roll started again down where it's like not so dried out and shredding off in little micro tiny pieces of tape. Like that's something that has helped me. So now you guys know my best tip when it comes to reviving an old washi that's being a nightmare and just coming off in little shreds. So yeah. Sharon says, I'm using graph paper, so I wanted to say it was grid or special. Yeah, I think it's grid. I would say so.
I have my layout almost finished. I'm just doing the journaling.
Perfect. Do you want to show
I'll
us?
share it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's my uncle. He always played the guitar, but he had neck surgery, and this is the first time he had picked it up after having neck surgery. But the pictures are from like 2013. So yeah.
Good photos. Like having that up close photo on the hands, like on the top of the fretboard like that. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I like see. I actually need to move that out of the way. Because it's covering up his thumb, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, been really cool. So, okay, let's talk about this kind of stuff for a minute. Like that was probably taken with a real camera, I'm guessing, right? Like that was in the days of real camera if it was 2013.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
So
my Nikon, my first DSLR.
yeah. So when do you still pull out a real camera to take pictures now, or are you like many of us? We've just like fully embraced this, little friend in our pocket. Cell
It's
phone camera, good enough. I've got a
yeah.
camera.
I have a mirrorless now. It's a Canon A6000, I think. But the last time I used it was when my son graduated from high school in 2023. And then I used it Saturday at my mother-in-law's 80th birthday party. And I have lost my touch. A lot of the pictures were blurry, but I use a Google Pixel, and the photos are just amazing. I'm like, why am I pulling out this camera? But I did. So I have pictures in RAW, so I can do some different kinds of editing and stuff. But yeah, having your phone is just too easy now. You can, take pictures of just anything. It's like, because we're always carrying it around with us. So
right.
yeah.
And a lot of them are getting like way better too. Like obviously we see that with each iteration of the new phones and stuff. But even recently, like in February, we went on holiday with our boys and well, now my son's fiance. Like
Oh,
yes, they got engaged on our
congrats.
trip. But you know, the whole time I'm taking pictures with my cell phone and I noticed that lots of times we pull up my husband's phone because his just had a much better camera. Mine didn't have a very good camera compared to his, so we used his a lot more. And then we ended up, he ended up recently getting me a new phone because I was having some issues with the other one. And he's like, now you can stop having to use my phone. And I'm like, thank goodness, because, you know, just the difference between the shots that he could get and that I could get because he had, um, you know, with the multiple cameras that they have on the backs of them right now, you can get, like this one has a 5 times like optical zoom. Well, having that is a million times better than, you know, the camera that I had and just the clarity and crispness of the photos. Like, ah, I'm like, I had this phone 1 month too late. Like, I wish I had it for that trip because there was just so many pictures that just would have been so much better. But, you know, yeah. Yeah, and it's funny. It's I look back at how the quality of photos that I used to have compared to now, and that's a big difference, right?
Yes.
Okay, Amy, I see your hand up. Do you want to come on up?
Sounds good. My friends that live in Colorado, I live in Minnesota, have 2 kids. And last spring, I went there and I brought a baby book for her second kid because I was a second child. So I know what it's like to have less than an older sibling because when you have only one, you have a lot more time to do those type of things. And so I got this whole book I made for her second child. Turns out she never even made one for her first child. And she was like, oh, but now my second child has something and my first doesn't. So could you? And I was like, yes, I can make one for the first child. And these books come together so quickly because one, she picked out all the photos. And so I didn't have to do any of the photo management work. I just print them all pretty much 3x4 in this size of an album. And then like this big block here that's empty, I'm leaving that for her to do some journaling. And so I think she's somewhere south of Denver area. So I'm usually just going to Denver. And so, yeah, so these books come together pretty quickly because I don't have to do the photos or the journaling. It's just playing with a pretty paper. And so I got in the same pack that I did for the daughters, the boy version of it. So the Echo Park, my baby boy, I bought the stuff at the same time because she asked me to do this other one. So yeah, so I'm just starting that. I'm like, well, I'm going to visit her this summer, and if I don't start it now, it won't get done before then. So.
Well, and I think that that's like the super sweetest gift. I hope, like, you know, nag her a little bit, be like, did you write in the book a little bit today? Like,
well, yeah, exactly. And she said she got it out at the birthday party, and that's the biggest thing is it's like so fun to look back on these and actually have something physical to look back on instead of just scrolling your phone for photos. It's like look back on this physical reminder and like this physical, you know, iteration of all the firsts of the baby. And so yeah, I know it's a fun thing. I like this a little personal touch, like my creativity and you know that type of stuff that goes into it. And
yeah,
yeah.
Well, and like just, you know, knowing that you kind of have like helped make sure that kid has that little piece of their life documented, like that's yeah, that's nice.
Exactly. And right now we have the time because it's just my husband and I still. We got our foster license approved last fall and we've had a couple of match meetings, no matches that have worked out, but we're adopting. So we eventually I'll have my own kids to scrapbook and I won't be able to do as much for other people, hopefully. So I'm like, well, I have the time for other people. I will do stuff for them. But.
Yeah. Well, sweet. Well, I hope that process like helps you find the perfect match for you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been a process. There's lots of steps to go through. If every parent had to do what we've had to do, because this March now it'll be 2 years ago since we started the whole process. Now we took a break of like 8 months to get our kitchen redone. So part of the long timeline is our own fault for doing a huge kitchen renovation in the middle of getting approved for foster care. But otherwise we the matching process could take 3 months. It could take 3 years. We don't know, but eventually some children will come into our house, and so.
Well, I thought it's really great that your friend actually picked the photos for your thing, because my brother needed to put together a book. They were encouraged to put together a book when they were going through adoption process. And he just gave me his Google Drive
No.
and said, "Here, can you make me a book?"
I will not do that. I hate doing the photo, going through and selecting photos for myself to scrapbook about myself. I'm not.
Like, I love you, but I hate you right now. Like, here. But I tell you, like, if he was gonna ever ask the right person, I was the right person, because I was so invested in helping make that happen for them and to make sure that they had such good memories that, I was willing to do the work, I guess. Like, that was not what I signed up for, though. I'm like, I'll put it together for you, but like, you needed to choose the photos. And I also maybe took him to task on how many photos of him had booze in his hand, like, because they would go like camping for the weekend or whatever, and they always had their drinks, and I'm like, it doesn't look good in your photos. And he's like, oh yeah, that is a problem. That was a season of life for them.
It's just funny that my husband recently, I haven't been as focused on like getting a lot of pictures. I'm doing all these older projects, but I have my husband so well trained. We had game night last week on Friday. We have friends and family come over once a month and we play board games. And my husband's over here like getting the right angles, making sure I'm in some of the pictures, taking pictures. I'm like, see, and that's when you have a husband trained so well for someone who scrapbooks, is like he's documenting the memories. I'm involved in playing a game and not thinking about it, and I would have gotten no pictures of the whole night if he hadn't snapped those pictures. So I trained him pretty well now.
Sometimes having that other person having them know that they have to step up, right? That's awesome. Yeah. It's crazy how but yeah, I was not thanking him for just giving me access to all his photos. Thank you, but no. Yeah. So I don't see anybody else that's saying, hey, I have to share right now.
Alice,
Yeah.
it's Jenny. I could share. I just got home I was on the way. I was listening while I'm driving home. It always seems like 4 o'clock when I'm listening to you, but now I got home so I can actually share now. So I have just a couple cards that I did that I haven't even put the points in yet. But I had a problem with what you were saying earlier about the signing in thing.
I know.
But
it's like that duplicate spot, right? Because we're hanging out over in the circle, but then you actually have to be logged into the website too.
Yeah, because I'm like, I think I am logged in, but then like you said, the circle. Yeah. I mean, you have to be logged into both things. But these are actually Stampin' Up! One of the kits, and I did like 3 of each of these. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
But I think the bee was on there, so I got some bee points and hexagons, flower for them.
Cool.
And then this one has the bee and flowers, but it's a lot of flowers with the bee.
Cute.
So I did 3 of each of those yesterday, but I didn't put the points in. But now I have to go log in and put the points in and put points in for sharing.
Perfect. There you go. Yeah. Looks good. Thank you so much. I love seeing those. Those are so cute. Those little bees are adorable.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I
can share too.
Oh, perfect. Oh, and then I see Sharon has her hand up too, so
let me try switching my camera. Let me see if I can switch my camera
Your
over
room looks
here.
really organized. I saw that for a second.
Yeah, I'm messing with cameras here. Let's see.
But like, look how tidy all that stuff in the background is, y'all.
I've
Like,
been working on it.
my
Yeah, you
scrapper
can
doesn't
see.
quite look like that yet. Like, you see this for a
You
reason.
can't see the floor. I need to vacuum very badly. No, but I've got new albums there because I filled up albums and I need to put, I was glad that put layouts away
Layouts
popped
away
up.
is on the list now. That was
Yep.
requested. That did make the list.
Yep. I've got work to do. So I'm going to be getting some points here, people. All right, let's switch over to here. So I'm working on this specifically because there's the point for finished projects pre-March, and this is from 2022. So I think that counts.
It does.
Definitely counts.
So I've got a whole stack of layouts here that I've started working on from a camping trip. So
Nice.
I've got a few points for, I'm calling this stripes, and I'm also calling it watercolor. I've got some music notes that I just put on, a star, word strips. So I've got some points going on.
Looks good. Is that Heidi Swap paper? Looks like Heidi Swap.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I love it.
Right.
I love it. I think I have some of that paper, so I'm like, ooh, that would be
I've got stacks of it, stacks of it.
It's I'm not lying. Like when I host the scrapbook live with Allison, when we're doing the scrapbook live, and I say like one of the great things about buying the kits from the scrap room is that I don't overshop, because you guys would be shocked to see how much I overshop Heidi Swap stuff. Like, so bad.
I might
Like,
have a bit of a stash of Heidi Swap myself.
love her stuff. Like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
that Magnolia collection that she had. And then
so
she came out
gorgeous.
with the, oh, what was the other one with the pink flowers that came out around that time too that she didn't, oh, oh, like I just love them so much. Way too much. Like way too much. I I should do like my own wedding in that stuff. Like, not that that had anything to do with my wedding, but just because it's so pretty and I have so much of it. Awesome. Thank you, Misty. Let's see. I saw Sharon first, and then I see Roz with your hand up too. So let's bring Sharon up. Hey, Sharon.
Okay. Oh, I'll try to get this up. I think I'm finished. I keep adding more stuff to it. I got my film strip on there, and the bird and the flower and cork letters in there.
Chevron too.
Yeah, and that's a journal card. The chevron is a journal card.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, where is it? Yeah, I
Is that
cut
a
it up.
camera?
What?
Is that a camera at the bottom?
Yes.
Yes, that's one, right? Point.
Yeah, and I counted over 27 points, but I found an arrow there, and that's washi tape with the butterflies on it, and the doily and the ticket. And that's chipboard mushroom. And that was when we were out to eat, and so I think somebody had mushrooms on their food anyway, you know. I don't know, you're not seeing it very well. It's too much sunlight.
Yeah.
There, and those are splatters with
Splatters on grid paper, I see.
yeah, mica,
Yeah.
mica sprays, and then I splattered and yeah, and
Pretty.
That's turned out so
just
beautiful.
not showing up the colors very good. And gold, there's a gold bird, and the enamel star. Let's see, and the hexagon. You see the stitched hexagon die cut.
Oh,
You get triple.
right? All the good things.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. It's so good. See, she's like racking up those points.
And can I just say that I believe she mentioned on a layout, Sharon, you're the one doing the scrapbook for your sister.
I have done some, yeah, I'm awful slow because there's so many pictures, it's overwhelming.
Okay,
Yeah.
seriously, she says, did I read right that you're 80?
Well, I'll be in October. Yeah.
Okay, you look fabulous. You are just, wow. I can only hope at 80, I'm still scrapbooking and
Nice.
looking fabulous. I just had to say that.
Well, thank you. I hope I feel this good. I'm having shoulder replacement surgery 1st of April. So we'll see how
He
that.
books that after Calvinball, y'all.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Is that nice or what?
All right,
Thank you,
keep on
Al.
scrapping and I'll be following your layout.
Well, thank you.
Love it. Okay, Roz, let's bring you up.
All right, this is good because I got to go. My husband's waiting for dinner and it's 6:30 here.
Oh my goodness, where are you?
I'm on the East Coast in Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I've got a double layout here. Oh, one of my corners just fell off, but that's all right. I'll stick it back on. So it's a birthday layout of my mom, who is now 89. She wasn't this day, but I have a lot of stuff on here. This side is 18 points. So I got all my birthday stuff on there, my doily, my little photo corner way down here. And then this side is 20 points. So I've got ribbon and flowers and stars and little tiny heart enamel dot, and so all kinds of good stuff.
It's so pretty. I like the little bit of like ribbon that you have there at the top too. And
this is ribbon too, and it's like a velvet.
Oh, nice.
Very textured. And yeah, that one's little flower ribbon, so it's kind of cute. So yeah, I'm still adding, so there may be more, but hubby's getting hungry, so I must go.
Awesome. Thank you, Roz. Yeah. It's so fun to see what everybody's been making because there's so many different kinds of projects. Like when we're doing the load challenges, you tend to have some things that end up being along the same topics on certain days, right? Depending on where the prompts tend to lead. Sometimes you get, people scrapbooking similar topics, and then sometimes, not. But in Calvinball, it is like all over the place, and that's it's so fun to kind of see how it takes you everywhere for that.
Can you review the points that you added today?
Can we review them? We could probably do that. Thank you. So before we review this, no, actually, we'll just keep going. Okay, so permanent list. So far, we have added to the permanent list rainbow, gold, finish a product, and die cuts. Now, I have seen a request for something a couple of times showing up on here for buttons. So let's add buttons to this permanent list. I keep seeing the request, and there you go. Buttons. On the temporary list, we have Shamrock / Clover. Music Notes is returning, so it's not a new item. It's going to return to the list. By popular demand, back by popular demand, Music Notes. Photo corners, use super old stash. Take that as you will. And chevrons. So there we go. That's what's been added. Permanent list and temporary list. Do we not have stickers? I thought we have like sticker, like word phrases, I think. Is that
we have word phrase stickers, yeah.
I've seen requests for puffy stickers in the chat. I've seen I haven't seen too many requests for stickers. I've seen like few, but I have seen a couple. Yes, no other kinds of stickers. Missy's like puffy stickers.
Yes, absolutely. I use a lot of puffy stickers.
Huh? Let's give you a puffy stickers. We'll put it on your permanent list since you've been deprived all month. Puffy stickers. Since you've been so deprived, we'll give it to you. Okay, Claire has her hand up. Go ahead, Claire. Let's bring you up. I can't hear you yet. You got to turn on your sound.
I'd never
There you
been
go.
on before. Hi, everyone. I've been doing a lot of things for junk journals, and let me see if we can. This is a tri-fold flip out, they call it. And so we've got butterflies. I'm not sure you can see this very well. And then I go like this. And then I have tags everywhere. And I found this one that says a note. And then on the other side, let me see. I found a piano. So that sort of sticks up as a note. And I have a ton of tickets and all sorts of embellishments. And this will go in a journal, which I love to do. And then I make pouches from envelopes, and I took a larger 7.5 by 5.5 envelope. I seal it, I cut it in half, and then I cover the front with paper. So this will have a place to tuck some journaling. And then I placed a frame on the front. I'm thinking about Calvinball points this entire time, right? A frame, of course. And so we have a tag that flips out. And of course, I threw a little twine on there. So I want to be on that leaderboard. Yes. And this one also has a tuck spot in here. This is half of an envelope. And on the front, I made a little book. You can add some journaling, and that will go inside of a junk journal. And last but not least, oh, there it is. I'm in my grungy mode today. So this is an envelope that I made, and there's a tag inside. And on the front, there's another little pocket with another little itty bitty tag in front. And there's like boots and lace and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. And I was up to typing my entire blog. And my daughter thought she would help me. And so she pressed something. And I don't think anything got saved. So I'm going to be retyping that.
Oh, I had that happen yesterday.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. Now I see. I figured I was
recoverable.
What's that?
Sometimes they're recoverable. So I'll have a look and
oh,
see.
God. Thank you.
Sometimes I might get Joe
Worry
to help
about
me.
it now. I won't begin typing again, but see, this is the behind the scenes reality. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So nice to be with you all.
I'll write this down. Clear blog, and we'll see if there is a saved version. Because sometimes it kind of auto saves, and then you can back up from this previously saved something or other. I can't promise it, but we will look for it. And I will cross my fingers. Yeah. Yeah, lots of fun.
Well, I have something to share.
Yeah, let's see.
What I've been working
on. It's already spring there. Are these from
It
now?
is already spring, yes. There are blossoms coming out. Hate to tell you that. Lots of crocuses and daffodils, snowbuds, or snowdrops, whatever they're called. But that is that shamrock set from the scrap room kit. And I was like, I don't know when or how I'm gonna use that. Today is the day.
I was supposed to go to the city on Thursday to go to off-Broadway show with my brother, something like Tina Turner, that was coming to Edmonton. And by 1 o'clock, we had 6 inches of snow that morning.
No.
And then, there was another inch of snow, and then I stopped measuring, and I was just like, I'm not coming to the city today. It's a 2-hour drive there, and that would be miserable. So, no, I'm staying home. Yeah, it was, it was very disappointing. I'm like, I got invited to go to something fun, and I don't get to go. It's a dumb weather. Yeah.
Mara says you don't have spring. Where are you, Merrick?
What did my computer do?
Colorado Springs, really? You don't get spring?
In Colorado?
Okay.
Yeah, you think you get some spring there. The snow has to melt, the things come up. It's not very like exciting spring, or is it kind of a short spring?
Well, in Prince George, spring for us was, I think we called that the dirt season, like the brown snow season, you know, because like the snow is melting and it's all the sand that they put on the road that sort of maintains the snowbanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then suddenly it's summer. So yeah.
Yeah. We kind of like just have like hints of spring with winter mixed in. It's like haha, you thought there was going to be spring, because last week we went outside without jackets, and then this week it snowed 7+ inches in a day. So it's like, and it's stinking cold again. So, you know, it's like, look, it's gonna be spring. Haha, just kidding.
Yes.
That's kind of our whole observation of what spring is. Just it's like a teaser.
And now I have a layout of walking my dog through pink blossoms. I don't think I'll be able to find it though. Because, you know, layouts are not a way in albums or organized or anything like that.
Yeah. See, my significant photo of the week was this one. That's the measuring tape in the snow on the sidewalk. And in the background, those are raised planters that you see, that the snow is almost up to the top of the raised planters. Like the day before, there was like no snow because we'd had all the sun. It was great. Yeah, so fun. Anyways, this yeah, this has been funny. Like just the weather just got me so excited. I'm like, oh, it feels like spring. You start thinking about spring. We've been talking lots about stuff. Ryan's gonna do his wedding in our backyard from the sounds of it. So that's exciting and terrifying. I am not that good at doing garden work, you guys. Let's just put that out there. So it's going to be beautiful, whether it kills me or not. Okay, Deborah, I see your hand up. Let's bring you up. It's like she's not just cutting anymore.
I have a partially completed layout. I've been fussy cutting parts out of a kit, so it's a kit, and you see it.
Love it.
Oh wow!
And it's got stars, green, striped stars. It's got flowered washi. It's got heart washi. It's got polka dot stars and red and a ticket and a label. And I think that's it so far.
So it's pretty good then.
Yeah.
It's a good points page. I like the cool.
But it will have more by the time I get home.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for showing us. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my dog in amongst the blossoms.
Like already this year?
No, this is this is a few years ago.
Okay.
But this is like, there's this one cherry tree, and like when it drops all its blossoms, it's just like this pink carpet. Is so cool.
Yeah.
I just had to share that.
I love it.
That won't happen for another few weeks. So
no. We planted a whole bunch of fruit trees in our backyard, and the moose like to come and like prune them. So we'll see if they ever actually grow into like real trees or not, because it's like snacks. Look, thanks for planting those. They're delicious. My one tree in the front yard got attacked so many times. I put a cage around it so that they couldn't just like eat it. Yeah. And then something happened and it broke off right at the bottom of the trunk. I'm like, how did that happen? Like, I don't even know now, because like it literally had a cage protecting it. It looks like Yeah. Stinking trees. Trying to have them around here is a challenge. If they're not volunteer trees. Okay, Merrick found the photo.
Is it in the last place you looked?
Sometimes we end up with that on the list too, right? Like, you know, the find an item stuck to you, or like that ended up on the floor or on your pants or stuck in your shirt. Like, I don't know how we labeled that before, but I think that's made the list before. Like, discover an item that carried away with you like, from your
You should have
scrapbook.
had that earlier because I had tape stuck on the inside of my elbow. I'm like, how did it even get there? Not on the back of my elbow, but on the inside.
Like, I swear I lined up all the letters for my title here, but now I'm missing an E. I have no idea where that went. Oh.
That they
I have some of
Sharon
these in the back, in the living room. The back there.
Sharon said that
Yeah, he got out when I got home.
hold on a second, we've got someone with audio on here. Let me just help that out here. Yeah, Sharon said, I just told the points for the layout that I showed you, and with the sharing and etc., it is 41 points. 41 points. Yeah, Merrick calls them hitchhiking supplies. I like it. The random letter that shows up on your sock, the sequin in the laundry. The hitchhiking supplies. Yeah. Yeah, so fun.
Did we
Yeah.
get a point for coming to the crop today? Was that on the list?
Pretty sure it's on the list.
Okay.
Like, I think
I know
they
we
take-
did the first one. I didn't know we got one for the second one too.
Oh, I don't see why we wouldn't.
And the
Me
Calvinball
neither.
Crop.
Right,
1
it's
point.
the Calvinball Crop. That's a point.
Show us your layout on the live video crop. 1 point.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Complete a layout while participating.
Right. Yeah, bonus point if you finish something during this, right? Like if you finish your layout during the crop. You know, I'm not saying you're on the clock or anything, but you're on the clock and you got 21 minutes.
Well, finish is relative because I'm finished because that's all I could do. But
Oh, look what you got.
Isn't like my little cup cozy? Well, in this case, my water cup cozy. I like ice a lot in my water, and normally I have my containers, but lately it's been like grabbing glasses from downstairs because the ice is downstairs and I'm upstairs, and so I'm hauling it up and down all the time. But I found that this is nice because it doesn't puddle on my desk. So thank you, Allison.
Welcome. I was actually thinking I needed to make one of those for myself. I thought I had, but I don't know what I've done with it. So I'm gonna have to go searching for it. Clean up for 10 minutes point. Is there a clean up for 10 minutes point? Or are you just making up things?
I think there's a point on there or something, isn't there?
I don't know. Merrick says there is, and Merrick knows everything. So
However, I should get the clean up for 10 minutes point. Right? It's not on there this year. Oh, man. Like that person that does the rules, she's so stingy with the points. Like, man, she doesn't give out anything good. I don't sit here going, evil thoughts, evil thoughts.
have you found your graphic? And like just talking about evil thoughts, have you found your graphic for the new twist?
No. Did I finish it? I started something and then I don't know. Distractions happen from time to time. Let's just say that.
Shocked.
Right? It's like, that doesn't sound like you at all, Alice.
Or me. How many rabbit holes did we go down this morning on our call? Who knows?
We talked about all the things.
We did.
We talked about all the things. It was great. Let's see here. We're
Anyone
going.
else want to share and get a point?
Mhm.
Dawn has her mic off. Dawn, are you wanting to share anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull Dawn up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you anymore though. Oh, there you are.
So I'm having so much fun not counting points this year, just letting everybody know that. That's a great way. So I'm working on this right now. So it is my lacy little junk journal, and I have a little envelope. This is how I do my junk journals. I cut up all my ephemera and everything, and then I'm just playing with putting it in the book right now. So I can't say I have anything done, but I've been stenciling in here, lace in here, and just working through the journal this month is one project that I've been doing. And then I wrangled my friends into doing, but I still have that competitive bug. And so some friends and I are doing some smackdowns on Friday night playing Calvinball.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're having a good time. So thank you as always for the fun, Alice. You're amazing. Appreciate you guys, both of you.
Thank
Oh, you're
you.
welcome.
She's
Thank you.
at about 5,000 points, so it's okay. Oh,
Well, she is highly prolific, and then on top of that,
you guys, my friend Bonnie put me to shame on Friday, just saying there are people that I'm afraid of, and that that says everything.
Okay, the graphic is almost ready.
Mary says she never counts points. It's too much math. P.S. My daughter is a math teacher. Don't tell her. It's not math. You just use your fingers. You just got to use lots of fingers.
You know, what would be a fun twist is to see if you can make a perfect 10 layout, like where you only use 10 Calvinball rules exactly, and then to see if you can do it. Because there are some that's like, oh, I didn't think of this star being a star and silver. And like, you know, you could easily go over 10, but if you like try to make a perfect 10 layout, it like stretches you.
We have a new one for you, and I think you guys will like it. Or you'll like to hate it. One or the other. I might need to work on this graphic a little more, but
Give them all a sneak peek.
yes, and it was good. Allison actually helped me come up with this new one, so you can blame part of it on her too.
Sure, throw me into the bus. That's great.
Like, she's new here. You still like her.
I don't know.
Okay. We thought we'd kick it off for tomorrow. So I think that explaining it today it makes for a good idea, right? Okay, let me. Let's get this finished here. And
Put her on the spot, making her work.
that's okay. It's okay. It's not as pretty as it might get. We'll see. We'll see if I can fix it up, but I'll put it up on the screen. We'll get it. And it'll be great. Okay, so we have a new twist, right? Because we like to have some fun twists to our game, and it makes things more interesting. And this is what we're gonna do. So tomorrow is going to be our very first monkey wrench. We're throwing a monkey wrench into the game. It is going to be a tool-free day. If you use no tools in making your layout, you get double points. So no tools means no scissors, no paper trimmer, no fancy Cricut machines, no tools. Now,
guys,
we will let you use like a journaling pen or whatever, because journaling is, essential, right? Because you got to write on your page. That's about your only tool. Now,
right? No paper trimmer.
no paper trimmer, no scissors.
Merrick's asking about ink pads. Now, I don't consider ink pads a tool. Do you, Alice?
I wouldn't consider them a tool. I think more like, yeah, like actual the kinds
Stamping
of tool.
block
Stamping blocks are tools. Yeah, I think more like things like scissors and paper trimmers and die cut machines and stuff like that.
And what about digi scrappers?
How about digi scrappers? Like we did talk about that, and we did not have a good answer. We did not have a good answer, but we are open to your suggestions on how that could work for a digi scrapper.
No computer for you. You have to go paper for one day.
I can do that.
Are needles okay for stitching?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, are needles okay for stitching?
Well, I think they're kind of essential to the stitching thing. Like that's kind of a requirement for that. But I think for
thank you.
Any of your paper projects, like it's got to be a tool-free day. It's only an opportunity to get double points for your whole page. So, it could be worth it. Maybe paper tearing is your new best friend, right, Amy?
Alice.
I didn't call her out or anything. Not at all.
Right to paper tearing.
But you get a point for paper tearing, so it's good.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm still not going to paper tear. I have tools for paper tearing.
So we're just putting it out there. It's a monkey wrench for tomorrow. Take advantage of it if you choose. If that monkey wrench is not your cup of tea, then that's totally fine. You can use your tools and receive points as normal. However, for tomorrow, if you make projects with no tools, you get double points.
How about no photo editing? That's a tool.
For a digi,
yeah.
I think that's fair. Right? Because it's like it's making use of certain tools that are more optional. Like whereas like the computer is not optional. If you're digi scrapbooking, then that's optional. So then it's making use of like extra tools that you wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like a big thing you wouldn't be able to do. if we had that.
Yeah.
Because I do like to edit my photos, so it would be difficult.
You know what photos you're using tomorrow? Edit them today.
Oh, Allison, you're so sneaky. I love it.
Right?
Sneaky.
Like, I swear I didn't edit.
Well, everybody could fussy cut and do all their cutting today.
Cut. Get papers ready today.
Yep.
People here on the crop, you've all been warned.
Merrick
There's
says
always
that all
a
my
way to get
pictures
around
are
a rule.
pre-printed, so no worries for her. Erica's asking, can we prep items tonight? Just stick them together. Would that be cheating?
I don't think that's
I
cheating.
don't know that
that's
there
not
is a
cheating.
thing as cheating in Calvinball.
No, actually, I don't think it's possible to cheat.
Right?
It's just rules interpretation.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah. Merrick said that she thinks that Digi shouldn't be able to alter existing products, like changing the color of an element or a paper.
Because like your things that you click on the sidebar are your tools, right?
Yeah.
And some of them are kind of like essential for what you do because that it lets you click things in order to
Right.
resize and do stuff. But some are some let you edit things in different ways. So I guess it comes down to how you police the editing. Is that fair? That policing editing of things
Mm-hmm.
so that removes
Yeah.
kind of that section of tools. Any
Yeah,
other
that
digital
feels
scraps
good.
have like a little twist? This is why we need to talk about it on live.
I'm like going to be editing all kinds of photos tonight. It's like, I shouldn't edit them.
Yeah. Merrick's like, we might think you're cheating, but we won't tell you. Yes, all fun. I think it's all fun. I think the whole idea is fun. Put a challenge in your day. Can you even create without your scissors and your cutting? We think that was hilarious when we came up with this idea. So um I would lose too much time not using my tool, says Dawn. Yeah. I think for maybe one layout, right? Like it could be a challenge for one layout. And it's like a very interesting challenge for one layout. Maybe it's not your whole day of creating, but for one project.
Good
it seems like
opportunity to dive into your scrap baskets. So those are already pre-cut, so you can just find ones that work.
all those little leftover bits. So fun. Amy, you've got some stuff to share here. Let's bring you up. There you go. Hello.
All right, another 2 pages. These are the maternity pictures for the book that I'm working on.
Nice. Aw. See, people take such nice pregnant belly photos now.
But I thought it was funny because one of her pictures she sent me was in front of a Christmas tree, which always reminds me of your photo that you shared multiple times. I was like,
where is her fluorescent orange bikini? Come
I was
on.
just gonna say she doesn't have on a bikini, but
Yeah, awesome. So fun. Yes. Okay. Well, you got about 4 minutes. Any last minute shares? Somebody that hasn't shared yet, and you're like, I was going to, I just wasn't done yet. Please let me share. It's your turn.
Alice,
Yes.
can we use stuff tomorrow that's already, like I have all those little cameras already cut out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Things
you
like
didn't-
that. Okay.
You're not cutting them.
Okay.
They're already cut. They're already
Yeah,
good.
since the first year I got some paper with cameras and cut them all out so they're ready for Calvinball every
There
year.
you go.
I have my Calvinball stash. We got to get cameras on the list. What else did I cut out already?
That's right.
Yeah. I haven't heard any last minute, like, you know, requests for
I
things?
Alice, I just finished while we were doing this. I did those other cards. This is the third card from the kit.
Oh, so cute.
I did 2 of those while we were on here.
I finished my layout.
See, look at all this stuff that we've had. So much productivity and getting things done during the crop. You know, all the bonus points for that too. Love it.
Marianne is asking about her tape runner, or is it a
Oh.
tool? So I think if it's one of those like ATG guns, that's a tool. I don't know. Is this a tool?
No, you can't do a layout without that. I mean, it's all
Kind of
very
essential
old.
for sticking your stuff together. Like, I wouldn't want people to compromise on how they put a page together because they're like, you know, trying to use liquid glue to stick down photos, which you could potentially ruin your photos in order to do this. So I think, you know, when it comes to adhesive, we got to give you a pass on adhesive, right? If you're using like a sticker maker, I'd consider that a tool. Like, you know, this would be a tool, but you know, I think with your tape applicator, I think it's just tape, right?
It means hugging your ATG. I think Merrick's ready to share. Are you ready to share, Merrick? You said you finished.
Yeah, I finished my layout that I was working on. I found that photo and finished the thing. So.
Yay!
It is.
Nom nom nom.
It's
Is that
the title?
The title, is it like acrylic or?
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. It was in a pile of stuff and I was like, I thought it was a wood veneer when I grabbed it and then it wasn't. And I was like, well, I'm still going to use it.
It looks like it might be gold too.
It is gold. I definitely get gold for that. So pretty fun. And I've got, like I said, this paper with the bacons and this eggs with the little smiley faces has been sitting in my stash teasing me. I think that there are dimensional stickers that go with it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to find that. So someday, but it won't be on this layout.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
Awesome. Well, thank
Photo
you.
corners, old stash, chevrons.
Okay, so I'm going to give one last rundown the list on the rules. I will pop over right away right after this and get them all added there, which we always do right after the crops so that you have access to it right away. On the permanent list, we got rainbow, gold, finish a product, die cuts, buttons, and puffy stickers. I spoiled you again. Like, what was I doing? On the temporary list, we have Shamrock / Clover. Music notes are returning to the list. Photo corners. Use super old stash. And chevrons. So I think we've kind of given you like all the things today. Are we going to have anything left to add? You guys better add things to the list because like when I have to come up with it myself, you know, that's when you get llamas and unicorns. Just so you know.
Stuck with our teeth tomorrow.
Shockingly, Amy is asking for Nuvo drops.
I recently rediscovered all my Nuvo drops.
So that's what's on the list right now. And please be sure to add your requests to the comments on the post for that. If you're sharing projects that you made in our gallery, be sure to start new posts because the comment section is just for your recommendations. I read them and I get to randomly select all the fun that you're gonna have. Watch for details about our super fun monkey wrench day for tomorrow. That should be fun. We will put a couple of clarifications in the instructions, but probably not too many because we're going to leave it for your interpretation to have the most fun with that you can. Sharon says, thank you so much for Calvinball every year, Alice. so welcome. We love having the fun of Calvinball. We hope that it brings us a lot of delight into your month of March for your scrapbooking and creativity. If there is, if you're thinking about, hey, oh my gosh, this has been so much fun, this is crazy, we have more other fun things that we do within our ScrapHappy membership. Feel free to check that out as well. Our May load topic will be released during our happy hour this month on the 25th. So after the 25th, we'll be able to talk about our next load topic, and that will be coming up for May the 1st. So super fun. Yeah, I think Calvinball, it's once a year. Like somebody suggested more, and I was like, y'all have no idea. Like, that's not happening, but this is super fun. So please do check out our join page for that. And yeah, does the about one work, or does it have to be join? I think it's like scraphappy.org/join for the link. But check out our membership. We keep our membership rates as low as possible. I get in trouble from it all the time about how those numbers aren't very high, but we have a lot of fun stuff going on within the membership. Also, we are in our pre-registration for our reunion this summer. So we are heading to Portland, Oregon. We're going to be on the Girls Gone Weird like reunion based around Portland's unofficial slogan of Keep Portland Weird. So we're going to embrace some of the weird, fun things about Portland as we enjoy our crafty get together this summer. So that is coming up. And other than that, I think that's about all. Anything else that you wanted to toss in last minute that I forgot to say, Allison?
To ScrapHappy members, we got a couple of things later on this week. Scrap School on Wednesday, and then ScrapHappy together on Friday. So
great.
Check your calendars.
Yep. And then next week will be the happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of stuff. I will talk to everybody really soon. Thanks for playing Calvinball with us. It has been a blast so far, and I can't wait to see where the rest of this month takes us. Till next time, you guys, happy scrapping.